a part 2, if you will, or maybe just a second pass, because I missed some information. And I did go back and try and do a little research here, so I can maybe gather some more insight into this wonderment of a place. And I just have to come back and admire this gorgeous gate. Whoever designed this just got the touch and just gets it. So hats off to whoever designed that. We're moving in. We're moving into the park. The shaman is at the gate. Have they opened it up any? The weather hasn't changed. We had a little spitting of rain last night. And I honestly don't think that's going to affect this one way or another, because they've got their hand on the faucet, and that's just what it is, guys. Just understand, that's what it is. So I went to the website to see what kind of science they've got on there. It's really bone dry as far as any explanations on regarding the overall. Okay, what do we have here? So we got a little something about rainwater harvesting. Okay. Permeable pavers. Okay. And then a basic layout. So you're not getting any real information about what makes it go, what's happening underneath the surface. This is just like a little, this is a layout. Okay, you are here. 1 and 2. Here's the front. We just parked here. Okay, and then you basically just drive around this big loop. And then they've got 2 soccer fields, 1, 2, and this is another big playground of some description. Okay. I mean, this is all nice. It's all well and good. It's a beautiful spot. It really is, and it's laid out nicely. Okay, but you know, let's get into the explanation of what's going on subterranean. And how you doing? You got a little pamphlet, little map or anything? Okay, cool. What's the what are the hours?
The entire park is from 8 a.m. to sunset.
8 a.m.
And then the swim area is for most days until 6. And then for Wimberley nights, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's we have like a special swim time for Wimberley residents from 6:30 to 8:30.
Oh, that's nice. What does that cost?
It's $2 per person.
Oh, wonderful.
And then
so that's the locals price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm definitely a local.
Yeah, and locals can also invite up to 10 guests that are non-residents for free.
Oh, for free?
Or not for free.
Oh, $2 each?
Sorry, yeah, no extra charge.
$2 each? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
It's nice.
Can I just look here? I'm not going to go in all the way down.
Yeah, we let people walk without paying if it's like under 10-ish minutes.
Okay, yeah, I just want to go. Just thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to give y'all props for hospitality, Blue Hole, and just for setting it up nice for the locals. Okay, I'm going to do a quick breeze through. So we've got some safety stuff going on here. This is nice. Always got to be ready for the kids. Yeah, this is good. Family friendly. All right, y'all getting high marks from me for keeping up this property. Okay, that's how you put on a life jacket. Very nice. Kitties can all be safe. Okay. I'm digging in. And you know, these trees are just next level gorgeous. And who knows how long they've been here. But a big old, big old cypress tree like these buddies here, these 2, I mean, who knows how old those are? 100 years? I don't know, a couple 100 years, 2, 3. I mean, that was pretty sizable, just huge with a Y, huge. They're employing high school kids up here. That's cool too. Hats off to Blue Hole. Keeping it local, keeping it legit. Nice. Okay, baked and bubbly. A little blocked off action there. And here's the rope swing. This is where everybody comes to take the plunge. Come here to take the plunge. Just huge roots. This tree is huge. And just, I mean, fat and huge. And how many years old do you think that is? Come on, science teachers. Why don't y'all chime in for me? Tell me how y'all doing, brother? I wonder how old this tree is, though. I mean, who generations of folks have climbed up this thing? This bad boy. This thing's got some knots in it. They have really built this out. This is a nice deck. It sits on these trees at this point here. Don't climb the tree, of course. Whatever, that thing's been climbed so much. It's used to it. All right, again, we're looking down the canal. Very, very hyper sus as usual. All right, look over here. We're just gonna zoom on in. It's just super uniformed. Super uniform all the way down, all the way down. It's just uniformly wide all the way down. All the trees are butted up against, right up against. And there's just a very clear, defined ledge that all the roots are spilling out over. You know, it's grown over. And oh my God, look, a huge slab just laying down here. I mean, here we go, another small SUV-sized, you know, slab there. Big old piece of concrete. Okay. So this is all real consistent with everything we find around here. So, you know, Danny Ramsey is not coming out here nitpicking little piddly things. I mean, we're just running into SUVs down here at the bottom of this thing. And, you know, consistencies. So these aren't the wild imaginations of some kook. This is just walking it out, walking it down, and seeing it for what it is. Again, these trees are mammoth. 200 years, maybe? 300? I don't know. How long does it take something like that to grow? So they've got more than one pedestal now, so this is nice. And really, at the end of the day, this is about it. This is about it. Property stops there, chained off. Okay, and then the wall ascends up here, and then all this is just a wall that goes straight up, and just massive blocks stacked, sliding out a little bit at the bottom, you know, same patterns.
My left shin. What happened? It smacked into the water.
I mean, this is a colossal tree. Super colossal tree. Hanging out for that. So, coming to the end here of the chained off section. Yeah, a lot of the same. You know, just huge boulders hanging out, just baked and bubbly. Okay, so this is not a filter piece. It's definitely just a cooked piece. It's just toiled and boiled. That's all that is, toiled and boiled. And then right here, what do we got here? Just another angular slab. That's all that is. Nothing new. Nothing new. Okay. We're just out here spraying it down tonight. Just got off work. This is pass number 2 here. Blue hole. Lots of fun stuff to see. A lot of details. Again, that's why we're just gonna have to make a few trips because there's just a S ton of details. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. underneath this tree. Get a lot of roots. They're just clinging onto something that's very square right here. Get my finger out of the way. So whatever is underneath that, it's kind of a tough angle to really see what I want to see, but yeah. Obviously a block is hiding under those little squirrely roots there. Okay. And you know, this place and this site that we're now aiming toward is really nothing more, nothing different than a bajillion other places you might find in and around Austin, Texas. The hill country. Okay, here's the wall. Big, huge fortress wall. Layers, big old pieces. Big major piece down here that's snapped off. You can see, squared off. You know, kind of baked and runny like a big piece of bread. You know, big piece of dough that just blew up. You know, it used to be like a big block, but now it's kind of, it's like, you know, it's just pouring out on one side. You know, but it's definitely a big block. It's just obscured by the meltage. Oh God! And then underneath here, see the bricks? Those are just, you know, more reasonable sized blocks. But look how old that stuff is. That's just super old world, just hanging out. Just like, hey guys, look at me over here. Y'all pay attention. Okay. And then just another colossal block falling down here in the middle. Falling down from up here. Maybe from up here. Look out. Yeah. Let me downshift from my aggro tone. It's at the end of the day here. It's just my common sense, enough is enough tone that where I just, you know, as I'm talking it out, it's so ludicrous to me that, you know, we aren't further along as a society, having come and founded this area, you know, because we found it, i.e. why they use that term, because we're inheritors. We found all this stuff. And so what do we do with it? Well, we just keep it pushing. And, you know, don't ask, don't tell, or, you know, less is more. But look at this guy right here. Or just look at the straight edge on this big block here. It's just falling. And, you know, look at this. There's this is coming out like that. And then just this guy right here, and is this straight bottom pot right here. This is not volcanic. This is not fault line. You can forget all that fault line BS. It's just a cover story, guys. It's just like, oh, it's just a good way for them to kind of, you know, police it. You know, it's like, you know, it's a yellow line. It's a police line. Oh, fault line, you know, sealed off for your protection, of course. And that's what it is. All right, don't trip, Mr. Ramsey. Okay, again, here we just got some basic obvious, you know, blocks going on down here. These layers. I mean, come on, science teachers, y'all get in on this, because this is what it is. And, you know, don't y'all want to teach our kids like facts, not just, you know, collect a paycheck? And I'm not trying to be insulting to anybody, but, you know, bat you guys around a little bit. Maybe y'all are just too comfortable or something. I don't know. But you know, this is our future. This is our future of, you know, understanding and understanding where we're at and where we're going, where we've been and where we're going. I mean, these are just, you know, basic things that I hope for all of humanity to you know, come up out of the dark, you know, just a straight line, just, you know, totally big old blocks. Oh God, this is staggering. I mean, you know, my favorite word here. I have a t-shirt that just says staggering. All this. Straight lines. Huge mongoloid, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. Monolithic slabs. And this is the furniture I was speaking of. So, you know, these slabs get turned into furniture. This stuff's just laying around on the property. I mean, maybe this is some of the newly procured stuff, you know, but like this big old slab, I guarantee you that was on the property somewhere and they just, you know, balanced it on top of this other little stuff. But this is some old stuff right here. Look at that. Just cooked out around it. It's just same kind of stuff right here. I mean, real nice. Don't get me wrong. Oh, here we go. This is hyper sus. All right, guys, check this out. Huge slabs up here, big old thick chunks up here, you know. See, 90-degree corner there. Oh, here we go. Wow, what do we got here? What's this hole? What's this porthole right here? You know, it's just so circular and perfect on this natural wall. Another one right there, same kind of deal. I see some corners there. Yeah, I mean, just walking this down. Just walking and talking. Just reporting what we see here. You know. So, you know, the inheritors of this, I mean, they're not asking any questions. They're just taking their little property that the Fed has doled out to them, and they're going to go re-inhabit the tax farm and just, you know, set up shop and start, you know, doing commerce, because that's what they were trained to do. And, you know, just register everything and just, you know, make sure you pay for all your licenses and just play ball in that way. I mean, that's fine, you know, but like, what about all the free energy stuff and the way this whole grid was, you know, powering itself? What about all that? I mean, this is really about, you know, servitude and captivity. It's not really about freedom. You know, that's a nice story. That's a nice premise. You know, we're all free. Okay, that makes you feel good, but does it prove itself out if they're not telling us really what this place is or was? I think not. I think they're doing us a huge disservice, you know, all of us. And I say they, again, you know, the controllers, whatever you want to call them. There's in the humble beginnings of this country, which, humble, again, another story, another tall tale. They just want you thinking that, you know, wagons and horse and wagons, you know, found and came across, you know, even that, you know, it's like, you know, how is a wooden wheeled wagon going to traverse the great wild of any place to get from one state to the next, especially like, you know, coming across Louisiana? It's all just mushy swamp. But I mean, even up here, I mean, it's just like nothing but cactus and stuff. Are you kidding me? And I mean, if there weren't roads, how the hell would horse-drawn wagons get across anything for miles and miles? Get the F out of here, bro. I'm degrading. My language is degrading, but my patience is degrading. Y'all, I'm just playing. Here we go. And this is very unnatural. I mean, it's melted, cooked out, scalded. But this was a fortress wall. And it's just too dang solid from here to here, from end to end. Just solid, man. And upright. I mean, it's an upright wall. All right, just a little extra B-roll, a little extra, you know, seeking information. I came back down here hoping to find a little subterranean map where we got a little bit more official explanation, but I don't think I'm going to get that because, truthfully, there's nothing to tell. I mean, that they want to tell. There's nothing that Blue Hole really wants to share with you that's like, you know, an accurate assessment of, you know, the engineered truth of this place. Just, you know, nothing to see there as far as they're concerned. But can we operate in factual reality? Can we say, hey, we don't have all the answers, but this appears to be man-made. It's not anything that, you know, jutted up out of the ground one day because of a fault line. The fault line story. That's the big one for me. That's the big laughable one for me, the fault line. Just big old rubble, big old blocks. I mean, what is their explanation for all this stuff? Like, seriously. Hey, Blue Hole, can y'all respond? Anybody care to comment? Like, what's your explanation for these mammoth blocks? And this just the little stuff here. What about the big stuff? You know, old school Wimberley folk. You know, has like they get some huge cranes out here at some time in the 60s, and was this all finished out for some particular reason? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think since forever this place has been here. I think forever, since forever, this mammoth stuff has been here. We got some beautiful merch here. Let's have a looky look. Oh no, that's a nice t-shirt. Oh yeah, these are good. Okay. Somebody's got some nice design taste. I'm loving it. Blue Hole, yeah. Y'all are doing it well. I'll give it to you. Okay, very nice. Yeah, I'm either going to be very popular for anybody who's interested in, you know, actual information gathering, or I'm going to be super unpopular for people who want to keep a low profile and keep the register ringing for whatever. I mean, this register is going to ring no matter what. You know, people are going to come here no matter what. So, I mean, there's nothing you can do to tarnish this. Just level with people. And I know there are some smart, observant, educated people with some eyeballs who can go, okay, wait a minute. These huge foundation stones, not a fault line. None of it. None of it's a fault line. If anything, if I start to sound any kind of frustrated or anything, it's just like, it's kind of like feeling like you're in Bizarro World. You're in the Twilight Zone where common sense is on vacation or something indefinitely, and nobody can really see what's going on. We're just, you know, hanging out. You know, there's a few of us here, but like everybody else is kind of like just an automaton, just doing whatever, going along to get along. And, you know, I go back to this. Where are all the Karens when we truly need them? Because we could really use you right now, Karen. I know you're out there. We know you're listening, Karen. So step up to the plate, baby, and do your job. Do your job. Call some people out. Call and ask to speak to the manager. Please, we need you now. So we got a little road map here, or excuse me, just a layout of the property, and that's all it is, just a aerial layout of this manicured, well-managed piece of property, and for that I'm super thankful. And this just brings people far and wide to want to come here and enjoy, and that's a beautiful thing. Just hoping to get a little bit more, you know, science, so I could have something to trust and believe in. But you know, even in my most aggro moods, guys, I really just want to see us all kind of, you know, get the actual story, get the facts, so that we can move forward with a with a firm foundation for where we are, who we are, where we are, and what is going on here. And again, just exactly what time it is. And there's that other part of me that knows that, you know, people that aren't ready to hear this message cannot and will not even understand. Well, you know, it's like it's scrambled code for people that aren't ready to see it, you know. Whereas, you know, somebody like myself who's just been traversing these trails and just communing with this land since, you know, for almost 20 years now. And I'm not even originally from here. I'm a transplant too, you know, so it's not like I grew up here and I have any just assumptions about what it's supposed to be, like, you know, ingrained in me or something. I was seeing this with fresh eyes for the first time. Mississippi boy coming from Louisiana, you know, so no preconceived notions about what I might find here or what any of this stuff is even supposed to be other than the hill country. So I just happen to be a photographer. I just happen to be an observant person, and just more and more I'm like, okay, slabs, blocks, bricks, slabs, blocks, bricks. So there's some nature for you. And you know, more and more I'm like, alarm bells and you know, again, things that don't match up, things that don't appear to be what they are said to be. And so, you know, I hope with this channel not to whip anybody up into some discontent aggro state, but really to just become liberated by the truth. Liberated. That's what I want for everybody. Just liberate yourself in the knowing that the grandeur of this place and the design and the perfection and the ascended place that, you know, it had to have come from with regard to just the overall layout and engineering. So, I mean, these things to me are revelations, if you will. Let me break that term out because it's a good one and it means what it means. And I hope that, you know, in the year 2023, after all the hoo-ha and the hype and the smoke and everything else, that, you know, that there really can be foundational things that we tether ourselves to, that we ground ourselves to, truths about this place, understandings that you know, we're not cut off from, you know, a higher state of understanding, an old world understanding, because that's really where it's at. That really is where it's at and what it is. And yeah, so Blue Hole Part 2. I don't know how much more needs to be said or what can be said. And if you have any further questions, sure, follow up with me, and, you know, we can explore those questions together, or you can come out here and see for yourself. But that's the long and short of it. We just walked all the property around the water itself. Of course, there's the ball field and all that stuff. If you want to go check that out, that's plenty nice as well. As far as the waterway, say it with me, guys. Hyper sus.